Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the new Last Days of Europe, as the Ural Military District. Now, in the last video, we did a lot of stuff on the diplomatic front, both in unifying the Ural area and in reaching out to Italy, Scandinavia, the US of A, and just trying to expand our influence as much as we can, really. Also working on our military, of course, and we have some of our economy stuff done. And I'm trying to avoid some of the more disastrous stuff for our civilian sector, namely the war economy, for now. So, until then, we're working on getting some tanks. Tanks are always fun. I like me some tanks. Maybe not certain tanks. I'm coming off the Mass Effect Trilogy Remaster came out. And I've been playing that a lot, and I finished Mass Effect 1 2 days ago. Replaying it for the umpteenth time. First time with a new remake, and I love that game. But man, the gameplay... I like what they did with the remake. I'll say that. The remake, they did a lot of stuff to improve 1. Combat is a lot smoother, because I don't know if you guys have played ME1 recently, but it is not exactly a game that I would say has aged the best combat-wise. Gameplay-wise, at least. I think story-wise, it has, but gameplay-wise, not so much. Graphically, not so much either. The remake does a great job graphically, and they fix as much as you can with a remaster for 1 as you can, I think. But I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the game very much so far. Let's get, I might want to get working towards the, military academy. That would be pretty good. Let's get the cream of the crop. Our officer corps has become widely renowned as the finest in Russia, but can the hundreds of thousands of troops they command be held up to the same standard? The reforms made to the Army's training standards provided a devastatingly effective body of troops during the war against the revisionist and the insidious Black League. But the reality is that the stakes have risen considerably since our victory. Even more powerful foes now surround us on all sides. Therefore, even more wide-ranging overhauls of our training regimen are to be enacted. Our troops already in possession of considerable skill will be pushed to the very limit of their capabilities with a new series of recruitment standards and training routines. The Third Army shall transform into a crack force consisting of a cream of West Siberia's crop, the very best men the region can muster. We cannot accept any less. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have to debug. Tag PRM. I'm gonna have to save the these guys again, aren't I? Or screw these guys. Or I gotta save the front again. Because goddamn okay, tag toe. How many fucking... So those divisions disgusted me to see. Because I think I said this already. I'll do one. I'll help the front for this one. And I'll deal with them. And then I'll go ahead and deal with the Aryans in the other game to mix things up a little bit. There's not much we can do on this side of things, and I won't do anything. Obviously, it would be best if Tomsk ended up winning, because I think we can peacefully reunify with them, and that'd be nice. But I'm not too worried about that right now. In fact, I'd be interested in being friendlier with Tomsk, perhaps. I'm actually thinking of maybe hopping back into Tomsk, because they were my first Russia game. And I might want to just do something where I pick a side and stick with it, because my first Tomsk game, I started with humanists, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I ended up getting modernists. So I'd like to mix it up a little bit. Get something different going. And oh my god, do they... Tag, PRM... I'm gonna really make sure that, disband unit... I really gotta fucking carry these guys. Okay, tag toe. So I'm curious, how many troops do these guys have? 15 to 26. Now they don't have. These guys don't have many more. But, yeesh. Let's tap the markets, mix things up a little bit. We need access to more markets. Not only do we want to be able to sell our wares and natural resources, but also we want to be able to tap on foreign that's not how you spell that, goods, and investments. We need to front an all-out diplomatic assault. We'll have diplomats in every nation in Central Asia, India, Africa, South America, anywhere else with an easily accessible market. We'll attempt to create trade agreements, economic treaties, and lower tariffs with as many nations that will let us as possible. Let the money flow. Improve training methods. Really now? Now this is interesting right here. Okay. Our victory in West Siberia has brought us many incredible opportunities, as well as a host of new problems. The most pressing issues, remnants of I think we've read this already. So we can improve training methods. So let's do that. We'll go from... Where's our military stuff? Basic training to combat schooling. I'm guessing we might get something else from there after we finish that. Our academic base has improved. Very nice. I think we'll go ahead and invest in our academic base once more. Just so we make sure we're nice and educated. Because schooling is good. I like me schools. And right, I think we get those tank divisions, and I want to check these out. That's not the one. Okay, these are interesting. What do we have? We'll train 4 of these guys at a time, set them here. A nice armored group would be nice, I think. So I'm definitely interested in getting that going. The men stood in a line, facing the obstacle course that lay ahead. All were fresh new recruits, ready to join the Third Army and defend the military district. The drill instructor looked at everyone in the eye, seeing the same faces every time he trained a new batch of recruits. It seemed like just yesterday he had trained that poor runt Kirill, working him hard until he was finally promoted as a soldier. He never got to see him again, but Kutuzov felt he was trained well enough to have survived the wars. He wasn't here to feel sorry for these boys, so he was able to train them. Alright boys, listen here. He was older, but his voice was still strong. I know we have already met, but if any of you morons forget my name already, my name is Sergeant Kutuzov. Today you will be drilling, not for speed, but for determination. This course is one of the most challenging in the district. Towering walls, barbed wire, and deep mud will all stop you from getting to the finish. But you will not give up. This training will not end until every one of you reaches the end. Kutuzov continued to look every man in the eye, pacing in front of them, wanting to get his point across. A soldier on the field doesn't just need speed, strength, or agility to win the fight. They need the determination to win. If the man isn't determined to beat the enemy, he will either lose or die. You must match your skills with determination to become victorious. Giving up is not an option in war these days. If you give up in the field, the district and everything we have fought for up to this point will have been for nothing. Do you understand? Yes, sir! Well then, what are you waiting for? Go! The sergeant shouted, watching the boys running to the obstacle course, each bent on reaching the finish first. Determination is half the battle, after all. Is that tied to this? I think that might be tied to this. What are we doing over here? They got encirclements, which is good. Get him, Zhukov. And these motherfuckers. Excuse me, how do they have that many troops? Motherfuckers, what? Yeah, lose all of that as much as you can. Screw you guys. You Nazi LARPing losers. We'll talk later. We'll hang out later. But right now, we don't need you. Get the fuck out. I don't know why the hell Aryan Brotherhood is doing so well. That probably should not be the case. I'm wondering if there's any fuckery going on. There might be, honestly. I don't know. We've made great progress in bringing our nation onto the world stage. Not only have we gained recognition in the eyes of several nations abroad, but we have strengthened our economic relations and overall strength as a nation in Russia. Our path to unification will be greatly eased by the connections we have now established, and the greater Russian economy will surely be stronger for our efforts in opening up new markets. The world watches as a new power rises in Russia. Let us not disappoint. Wait, there's one event with Batov that it seems very nice. How many troops do these guys have now? 2 to 4. It's fucking over. Now they have 6 to 10. What the fuck? 7 to 11. 9 to 15. I mean, I know they can just quick deploy troops. That's 8 to 16. I'm trying to think, because I know it's not Himmler. Because Himmler supports Vyatka and the Solidarist, the Ofdems there. Not fucking these guys. I apologize if this is boring. It's just, oh yeah, they're just deploying these guys en masse. They're not even that good, but somehow they're beating fucking Zhukov. And that's just embarrassing. That's what happens when you guys put ideology ahead of pragmatism. There you go. We would kick their fucking teeth in pretty easily if it wasn't for, you know, everything they're doing. Although, I gotta say, I am a little worried because these guys aren't going to get that much time to develop. They're still on their old tree, so they're not going to get many factories, so I don't know how good this land is going to be. Let's get some more resources, and let's go ahead and do the Shield of the People. That seems nice. Defending the people of Russia from the countless harm that they could possibly encounter in this cruel warlord era was one of the defining goals that brought our state into existence in the first place. Now that we control a much larger portion of this country than before, the noble mission has only grown even more important since those hard days in the wake of West Siberian People's Republic's collapse. To that end, we must never forget our original mission and work to ensure that our people remain safe no matter how bad the going gets. Fortifications will be constructed in our home territories to help deter potential invaders. A large range of improvements to our defense strategies have already been proposed in the interest of minimizing civilian suffering. Move in, take some more. How close are these guys to capitulating? Because they can't. Ongoing conflicts. They should be close. If he takes Samara, check and see how many fucking troops these losers have. 12 to 24. I'll do it one more time. That should hopefully be good. And for now, I guess I'll have to do another fucking time. God damn it. There we go. Well, manpower, yeah. Better army professionalism. Just political interference now. How's the rate going up now? That's still going up pretty well, actually. I'm impressed. Great conspiracy. Hire foreign instructors. Stats for district. Erupted combat. What the fuck are they doing up there? Excuse me? Is this, let's just get, Last Waltz of Europe going again. So I got base game music playing, and it's not the worst. I think that I added that in because of the Brazil game, just because, I'm not sure how much of that music is copyrighted. I didn't want to possibly worry about that, so, yeah. Threw in some base game music there, but I don't need that if I have my music back here. So let's get the Legacy of the Third Army going. We made our desperate escape from the tyrannical reign of Tsar Kaganovic and his republic. The decorated Third Army formed the bulk of our armed forces. Through thick and thin, the brave men and women of the army led our statelight from victory to victory, securing a lasting peace for the people of West Siberia. More conflicts on the horizon. The veterans of the Third will no doubt have the opportunity to write even more chapters in their triumphant history. The Third Army is more than just our elite force. It's a heroic symbol for everything our new Red Army now stands for. The hefty legacy this army is already established shall serve as the model for all our future armies to follow, with the Third becoming a bright, shining beacon to honor and discipline for our noble troops to aspire for. How many troops do they fucking have now? What the fuck? Okay, I have something to troll the Nazis real quick. You guys will allow me. Oh, that's how you disband them, right? That's shift, not enter. This is 10,000 IQ level shit. And I'm curious how shit the AI is. Just remove that. Remove that. Remove that. There we go. Just really fuck with him like that. Let him deploy those, whatever widths those even are. I didn't even get a chance to look. They're moving into Hitlerheim. There we go. Relocate the government. Now, not all of this would be too bad in theory. I'm curious how much time they're going to have for Wharf Onega. That's my real question. They just fucking went for it, goddamn. So much for that question. So they're going right into it. Now let's get quality materials going. What goes a tank if it cannot even withstand the most basic of modern anti-tank weaponry? The fields of anti-tank munitions had advanced far while Russia's been stuck in this mess, and much of those new weapons have rendered our armored forces completely helpless should our enemies begin to employ them. Luckily, there may be a stopgap solution while better tank designs are considered. By improving the quality of our metals our tanks are produced with, we may be able to increase their effectiveness against anti-tank weaponry. Regrettably, our current force is mostly relying on vintage designs from last decade, but with newly available materials and a little creativity, we can make additions to our tank's armor layout that can enhance their survivability and keep them in the fight. That ought to be interesting. I know, what is it? Ooh, Scheiße. Oh, Gott. Verdammt. Das ist nicht gut. Oh, nein. My guilt is that I'm still here. That is my guilt. The whore. The whore. Yeah, fuck, that's rough. Let's get tanks. Where are the tanks? Main battle tanks. Let's get infantry fighting vehicles first, actually. And then doctrines. So I think we're that'll be armor improvements, right? So I'm hoping that'll give us some bonus tanks. Reginald Malding, right, he was elected. Fyodor jogged along the path, always enjoying the fresh air and the warmth that came with exercise. I don't know why they have Scotland, but they don't have Wales. That's weird right there. So doing the Liberal wing, that's interesting. It's like Malding. Interesting. Okay. Anyway. Fyodor jogged along the path, always enjoying the fresh air and the warmth that came with exercise. Being a soldier in the Third Army was tough, training nearly 16 hours a day. Fyodor dreamed of working in his fields, owning a farm, and getting away from all the deadly battles and strict officers. He wanted to work his own schedule and be somewhere peaceful. Fyodor thought back when he was a young man and had just joined the Third Army. He had fought in many wars past, collapse of the Republic, fighting off bandits in the Warlord era, and joining the campaign to reunify West Siberia. Was he just in it to fight, to see some action? The wars to come would be just as brutal, if not even more so. What was stopping him from leaving? Then he recalled one major thing he learned in the army. The Third Army was always supposed to protect the people. If he gave up and decided to take up a life of farming, would he be giving up on the families he'd sworn to protect? Russia had seemed like it would still be embroiled in battles for decades to come. Enemies of the Third Army surrounded them, waiting to strike. Fyodor couldn't abandon the people. Russia needed him to continue the fight. It was the job of the Third Army to protect the people, after all. So how are they doing against Onet? Oh, they're starting to push in. We'll see if they have any luck with Finland. If they end up, they have to capitulate Onega first, of course. Which they're actually getting close to taking that capital pretty soon. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Real quick, I want to check construction. We're actually doing pretty well factory-wise, which I'm happy about. We're getting working on a solid base. Oh my god, we can build how many in Chelyabinsk? That is incredible. 23 building slots? What? Oh, that is based. 22 in Omsk, but Omsk always has a pretty high capability. Never seen Chelyabinsk have this high. It's 2 away from... God, man, that's nuts. I've never seen that before. Let's look at the military academy going. So let's do mechanized troop training. During the wars with Kazanovik's revisionist, his large contingent motorized forces proved formidable obstacles for our troops, mostly fought while slogging it out on foot. To tackle. Though we secured a hard-fought victory, in the end our foes had taught us a more important lesson, even in their defeat. Mechanization of ground forces is absolutely necessary, and mechanized units lay the bedrock of any serious modern military. Comparatively, what little mechanized forces we currently possess are woefully inadequate for the wars of tomorrow. In order to create a truly modern force, the army as a whole must begin to adopt new training methods focused on the practical use of highly mobile mechanized units, so that we may better acclimate our troops to the battlefields of the future. There we are. Look at that fucking pie chart. My god. I don't think I've seen a pie chart that big in TNL. That was somewhat legitimately gotten, not from just one event. Not that... Let's see. Yeah, I can't think of anything. For the good of a union. What do they do? Disappointing. But what else do I expect from the AI? Get a big old front line going here. Peaceful unification would be nice. Well, they still have a lot to catch up with. my god, they got a lot to catch up with. They're not even done with their tree yet. They haven't even... Rokossovsky was more than just a general. He was the man who secured the safety of Sverdlovsk's people and heroically turned the tables on the tyrants who oppressed them. Even now, the Lion of Siberia's brilliant strategies have a great deal of influence in our armies. Without his wise leadership, we wouldn't have achieved nearly the same level of success within and without. To honor recently departed Marshal, the Rokossovsky Military Academy will soon open its doors in Sverdlovsk. The place of martial learning shall be the birthplace of Russia's new generation of officers, and allow us more to proudly continue our tradition of being the most capably led force in all of Russia, even as time relentlessly marches forward. Even in death, the old line shall forever guide and watch over the brave officers of the Red Army. That's beautiful. And from there, I think we'll get working on some economic stuff. We'll finally do this, get some of this good stuff going. That'll be solid to get the poverty out, and then the poverty societal development increase will be very nice. So if I'm not mistaken, it's going to take a bit of a while. And didn't I already do... I forget which game I did this. It might have been this one. I could have sworn it was this one that I got the game figured out. Well, I don't have time for that. Now, we have a Russia to reunite. We got to serve Russia, not dick around and play games. Let's do temporary, fully controlled economies. While the district is entirely opposed to the planned economy and autarkic setups the communist nations reach, it's become apparent the necessity of the implementation of a war economy setup not too dissimilar to those we previously rejected. War for dominance in Russia is an inevitability. While it's true that a planned economy is far less efficient long-term compared to free market economies, we can't simply afford to let factory owners and industry barons squeeze the government at a time such as this. Why not? I think we can. Well, we'll be done with all this stuff in humans soon, and so we'll get working on Chelyabinsk. And just look at all the beautiful potential we have in this beautiful city. We can promote new officers. Okay, yeah. New generals, why not? I like this already. And soon we can begin Unification Talks. They're ideologically compatible. I mean, we're ideologically compatible with fucking everyone, really, in reality. But it's nice to see that we can still proceed to do this. Let's do the resources of Siberia. Our war economy needs resources, and thankfully, we happen to be sitting on one of the largest supplies of natural resources on Earth. The mineral value that Siberia offers is as bountiful as Siberia is large. We should work to further exploit in order further production of all the military equipment we need. Additionally, once the unification is complete and Russia can begin to shift back into free market, we can use the resources to boost our economy by providing cheap, easy capital as we sell them in foreign markets. God, war economy. I'm not a fan of this one. It tanks your political power game. It doesn't help with civilian construction building, which is the big thing that pushes your economy. Oh my god, look at that deficit. Holy shit. Luckily, this isn't toolbox theory, so the economy doesn't matter. But hey. We'll get these guys nice and ready for the possible war of Kazakhstan. So not anticipating we have to go to war with the front. Let's get a fair wage going. For what reason do the people work to unify Russia, if not for the common people? Our tireless efforts have been to secure a stable and fair nation for all the peoples of Russia, one in which all working men are paid their due. To that end, the government will be implementing a new fair wage laws, raising the minimum wage across the nation. It's our hope that this measure will not only see wages rise, but also the quality of life and purchasing power for the average citizen. Though times have changed, our commitment to the people has not. Improved infantry fighting vehicles, beautiful. We got some new tanks as well, so we'll need our new... We'll need a tank guy. There we go. Hamazip Badadzian. Zanian. Close enough. I'm sure that's exactly how you're supposed to pronounce that. We'll do a little front line with our tanks and do a little offensive line to this territory over here. Might as well get working towards better tanks because I don't think we'll get a boost anytime soon for those. Secure the new territories. Did I get anything factory-wise? Even infrastructure. I'll take infrastructure in Arkhangelsk. Just do something, guys. Come on. Oh! It's a lucky day for Farmer... Or Salmanov, our economic minister. Farman Salmanov. I said farmer. Doing geology work in Surgut today, he's come across an even larger oil deposit ever before or found in that region. Oil is very precious to us, fueling our tanks and our trucks. With this much oil, however, we may be able to use it for trade, gaining favorable deals with foreign powers. We should now focus on building more storage facilities for all this oil. We don't want any going to waste. More effort will also be required to extract all the oil and fully take advantage of it. If we are successful, we won't need to worry about a fuel shortage ever again. I found oil. That's it. That's not bad. I'll take that. Let's begin Unification Talks. Let's incentivize pro-unification factions. Increase our diplomatic standing, although we don't need to increase it much. Pushing ever onwards. Honestly, this is going pretty well. Fair wage. We're done with doctrine stuff. We don't have better artillery. Let's get working on that then. God damn. Oh, that would have been some research, but it's a little far away, so might as well get working on it now. And then we'll get something better for 1970. As our economy grows, more factories will be built, construction projects started, and technical companies founded, all which need engineers. Unfortunately, as things stand today, our education system cannot accommodate the need for engineers now, let alone what will be needed in a few years. Even our military is having trouble getting a hold of good engineers. Thus, in order to alleviate our situation, the military will be handling the construction of several new engineering schools. These schools will be free of cost, providing if the students spend 4 years serving once their education is complete. Then after their 4 years in the military, they will be free to bring their skills back home to the civilian economy. Everyone wins. Yeah, that works for me. That makes sense. Construction. Getting working on a lot of infrastructure stuff, of course. Makes sense. Could do a nuclear reactor. I don't think that's necessarily... That's not necessary, I don't think. Could do some infrastructure, perhaps. Surgut could use some infrastructure, so let's get working on that. Ugors, let's get everything up to 7. So that, everything else is fine. I like how these mountains have better infrastructure than over here. LBJ all the way, it would seem. They want a border treaty. Yeah, sure. Let's discreetly support them. Hopefully that won't blow up too badly. Let's propose a declaration of friendship. Prove our standing. Ooh, let's go ahead and get a new national focus. Let's expand the Bureau. The Design Bureau has far and away outperformed every expectation we had when it was first formed. The Bureau has spearheaded development on a variety of fronts, from the development of a new standard rifle to novel research on transistor computing, and how it can improve the efficiency of our current computers. Given the immense contribution this organization has made to both our national security and science as a whole, a raise in funding shouldn't be off the table. In fact, the vastly increased budgetary needs of the Bureau as it expands and modernizes its research facilities alone should entitle it to at least a 30 or 40% increase in budget. More research speed, always nice. Anything we need to get working on, I mean, realistically, research facilities are about to improve, actually. Very nice. Poverty rate is doing pretty well, actually. We'll be getting out of that dumpster pretty soon, especially with whatever boost we're going to be getting. We're all pretty receptive right now. Better research facilities. Beautiful. They're outdated, but joint exercises, yeah, let's do that. This all sounds wonderful. There's no reason to say no to any of this. Let's get on the road to recovery. Policies and investments that we've made are beginning to bear fruit. People are out and about on the streets, spending money using credit. Factories, for the first time in decades, have begun to manufacture goods and products wholly unrelated to warfare. The streets and rail lines connecting major cities and towns no longer break off in sections or have craters through them. Russians across their nation are experiencing a novel sensation, long thought forgotten. Russians are beginning to feel peace again. There we go. We can work on research facilities since we just improved that. Beautiful. Let's hold a preliminary conference. Let's improve mechanization and import some... all of that, really. God, that pie chart's fucking huge. Look at that. Oh, there goes the Iberian count. Well, there goes Iberia, I guess. So the UK is not taking over Wales. That's weird. That is very weird, actually. I don't understand that at all, honestly, but I'm not paid to, am I? We'll get an event if we do this, so let's do the airfields of Sverdlovsk. The vast majority of air facilities in West Siberia are now but bombed out husks of their former selves, thanks to relentless bombing campaigns unjustly waged upon us by the Hun. Sverdlovsk airfields, however, are a different story entirely. Effectively maintained by the formerly independent free aviators, these airfields are nearly in mint condition and now make up some of the largest Russian air facilities still in operation. Now the airfields have a weight of an entire nation behind them, we have the opportunity to expand and improve the airfields far beyond their previous capabilities to better serve our fledgling Air Force. That works. Okay, but let's just... any of this, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. Sign the treaty. Goodbye, poverty. With all the efforts to improve the district, it seems they are finally paying off. The economy is seeing tremendous growth, and West Siberia is becoming a place of more prosperity. Quality of life has also improved, with more housing and better jobs for all the people. Schools have also been built to educate the masses. Best of all, more businesses are starting to pop up, taking advantage of the growing economy. Not just good for the people, it also helps us. With a better economy, our factories are starting to reopen. New ones are even being built. Looks like the effects of industrialization are beginning to appear, and we're producing more goods than ever before. Infrastructure is also seeing an improvement. New roads have been built, electricity is being provided, and railroads are allowing the transportation of goods quickly and easily. A strong modern economy is within reach, but to truly empower the Russian economy, we must first reunite Russia. Till then, we will lay the foundations for an economy that will rival the largest superpowers. Goodbye, poverty. Basic artillery. Let's get that going. I'm surprised. I'm a little ashamed that we didn't get that going sooner. Can't believe I didn't realize that. The beginnings of governmental unification. Prepare, prepare, prepare. So we're doing this already. Ooh, this is exciting. Conference with great hopes. Well, we're going to go ahead and eat them, it would seem. I think that's how it works. Right? Or is that something else? Is that the other thing we just did? I forget. I don't know. I'm not paid enough for this. Let's get the factories achievement, because more civilian factories is always nice. Then we can do data cohesion. The region of Tiumen is a key industrial sector in West Siberia, but to say that these factories are in a sorry state would be putting it mildly. The region has suffered for many years under the mismanagement of Kaganovic's regime. The industry has clearly paid a heavy price for incompetence of their former tyrannical ruler. The final nail in the coffin came in the storms of war which raged over the breadth of the remnant republic not too long ago. Now they've been overthrown, we can begin repairing and expanding the factories of Tiumen to get them back into running order once again. Tiumen is an important keystone in the industry of the West Siberia, and once it has been revived to its former glory, our economy will surely see great benefit. Plane flew over the barren icy tundras, skillfully maneuvered by its pilot, picking up a draft over Lake Yevdonika. Bershinyaka had yet to see any German planes for years. No threats came from West Russia and Central Siberia. Although she hadn't seen much action yet, she was ready to defend West Siberia and the military district. Things were different now under the control of a central government once again. They were no longer free to do whatever they pleased, having to follow orders from the military on the ground. Things were just like the old days of Soviet Union, in a way. Continuing to fly her plane, she veered down towards the Ural Mountains, checking to make sure no scout patrols from West Russia had crossed the border. Yevdokia didn't care who was in control. Down below, up in the skies, her free aviators had a duty, and that was to protect Russia in the air. Free aviators forever. Still feeling construction, always good. Ground support efficiency, huh? Fuck it. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, give us your resources. Give us your free stuff. Our tension is negative at this point. I was never entirely sure what that meant, if it's negative. I think they're starting to hold the thing now, actually. Cabinet positions. Let's try cabinet positions. They'll take that, okay? Beautiful. And I think there's nothing else to do, really, because I think we're going to unify. We'll just fucking eat them. Is there anything else we want to do? Fusion weapons, not the biggest deal. Though we have to do this, so we might as well do the expertise of Zlatostan. The brilliant engineers of Zlatostan were masters of craft, standing at the very forefront of arms production even when compared to foreign designs. Their weapons can be found all throughout the broken nation of Russia, with good reason. The guns of Zlatostan are cheap to produce, reliable in the field, and pack a serious punch. It's easy to see why the warlords of Russia would be willing to pay such a king's ransom to get their hands on this weaponry. With Zlatostan's arm-producing facilities under our control, it would make a great deal of sense to continue funding of these armed designers. This time, however, they will serve us rather than themselves. Zlatost factories will help equip our military exclusively with some of the most cutting-edge weapons and equipment in the world, putting us leagues ahead of our rivals. That works for me. That should work for me. But you know what's not going to work for me? Continuing this episode, because I gotta cut it here, folks. Thank you guys for watching. However, if you like this video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content, feature hit the sub button for more uploads every weekday, as well as every Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concern, and sort, leave them in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get and appreciate any all feedback you might have for me. If you want to chat, play games, anything of the sort, check out my Discord down link below. If you want to send a few bucks my way per month for Patreon. If you want to see me do social life, I have a Twitch, all of which are down in the description box below. That's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been DB333. See you guys next time. Goodbye.